Let's talk more about this with political strategist Fred Hicks. He joins me now live from Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome to the program, Fred. Always good to speak to you. So the response to the shooting definitely seems to be in line with the Trump administration's policies. But what are the wider ramifications now for asylum seekers in the U.S., not just from Afghanistan, but from several other countries which have also been put under review?
Absolutely. This is a very complicated matter, as we discussed in the lead into this interview. The subject at hand had a complicated relationship with the United States, and we understand, from what we understand thus far, that he came here in 2020, but he received asylum this year under the Trump administration. And so what we've seen already is that the administration is undergoing, or has ordered a review of all asylum seekers right now, and we assume that they're going to institute or implement more rigorous protocols. And I think wouldn't be surprised, really, if we see a halt to all asylum applications at this point right now.
There have been many who have said that this may not be right to penalize all Afghans in the United States for the actions of one man, or the alleged actions at this point. What do you make of that, especially for those Afghans in the country who helped the United States in Afghanistan?
Well, I agree with that sentiment. That is not fair, is not good to penalize all Afghans for the actions of one individual. But I think also it's a little bit bigger than that when we talk about U.S. foreign policy. U.S. foreign policy under Donald Trump has been markedly anti-Islamic, anti-Muslim in many respects. And so I think this is a matter not just for Afghans, but for all persons, particularly those who come from Muslim-based countries. And so I think and hope that we will not overreact, that this will not lead to a new surge of xenophobia here in the United States. But I think that I would not be surprised if we see an aggressive posture towards Islamic nations as a result of this, not just those from Afghanistan.
And you spoke there about reaction within the United States. Just from ordinary people, does this further stir division within the country, where there has been so much talk about immigration? It's been one of the key policies, domestic and foreign, of the Trump administration, and has been largely discussed by so many in the country who have said they want immigration to be cut down. But this could now also fuel more division within the country, not just politically, but in a civil context as well.
Well, you're right. That it certainly has the potential to do that. Immigration is one of the top 3 issues in the 2024 presidential election here in the United States. And because of the actions of the Trump administration, it's not really, or has not been, a big issue here in 2025. More issues around, more things like affordability and the economy kind of moved up to the top of the list of concerns for Americans. But I think with this, it does have the potential to see immigration kind of move back up the ladder a little bit, certainly for Republicans, Republican voters and Republican policymakers. But to the question of how Americans as a whole will respond to this, I don't think it will create divisions that are not already present based on political affiliation. I do think that people are going to look at this as we go into the holiday travel season, and they're going to think a little bit more about safety, and we could see an increased level of vigilance, particularly in our major cities like Washington, D.C., New York, here in Atlanta, and other places like that. And I do expect to see an increased presence. But as far as average, everyday people, we still have other really more pressing issues in the United States right now.
Political strategist Fred Hicks, thank you very much for your analysis live there from Atlanta.